So that was interesting, and they took all this time to explain it, and even cited a couple of studies. I'll get to the study part in a minute. So I signed up with these new people. And since then, this is what, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, something? I've been going 3 times a week. And every time I go there, I have to get adjusted. There's a thing for my pelvis, and there's a separate thing for my neck. And the X-ray thing I was mentioning shows my neck, I think, if like you're facing this way, and the neck is supposed to be bent that way. And mine, like at the top, was bent this way. Like this first part, the bottom was okay, and there was like an S curve. It was like so I did this a while ago. This is me making sure my head tilts that way. Which I can tilt it. I'm pretty sure I'm tilting it farther back now than I used to be able to 6 weeks ago. 3 times a week I get adjusted down here, and a couple things up there, and I turn, and they do this thing where they turn your neck really quickly both directions. But it doesn't hurt, though you can hear a bunch of cracking back there, so I guess something's happening. And then I do this thing, they have you sit on this chair, which like wobbles. And you just wobble around on the chair. And this is to get your pelvis moving, to strengthen those muscles. And then I do a thing where on this other deal that like leans forward and back, and I gotta do like, you know, half hour of this, of these various exercises to stretch various things. And then right after I get the adjustment part with the neck, I go on this chair that's at a 45-degree angle, and your head goes like right over the edge of the chair, and you just have to hold it back there. Which was really hard when I first did that. Just like leaning the head back and just like letting gravity bend, you know, your neck the way it's supposed to be bent. And then as time goes on, they increase how much time you spend there. Then they eventually put weights on you. Like there's this strap that goes down and it leads down to this weight, and you're sitting there for like up to 10 minutes. And then once you reach 10 minutes, they give you more weight, and then. So what I'm trying to say is these third people were a lot more thorough, it seems. I was doing many more things. And they weren't charging a whole lot, either. They gave me a discount because they like me or something. Because I'm a college student. So that was neat. And in those 6 weeks, I haven't really had pain with my neck and my back and so forth. Like, I've had little things, you know. Particularly on the days when I skip a session. Or like the day after I skip a session. But generally, I seem to be doing better. Huh. And I seem to be more flexible. I do this. Particularly sometimes I do this, I can even hear it like cracking just a little back there. And it was hard to be sure at first, but after 6 weeks, things seem to be doing better. I found myself sitting up a little easier, you know, being a little more straighter and such. Huh. Maybe there's something to this. So I looked up chiropractic evidence-based effectiveness. Like, okay, does this stuff really work? Is it placebos? Is it all those various things? And there's a big debate on that. There's certainly some chiropractors who don't know crap. Who claim that their chiropractic will solve freaking every problem, you know. And I was suspicious of a couple of these things I heard, even from the third people. Their phrases like, you know, chiropractic doesn't heal anything, you do. Which is supposed to mean chiropractic fixes your body's natural ability to heal itself. Which it might, but there's not exactly evidence for that. And furthermore, I was like, gee, that phrase seems to be pretty vague, for one thing. Like, technically, any medicine doesn't heal you because you heal yourself, because at some point your own bodily functions are going to be involved, you know, with this medicine. At some point your body does something which would count as healing itself, you know, if you really get technical about it. Furthermore, it seemed to me this sort of phrase might be a kind of cop-out. For when the evidence shows that chiropractic doesn't heal you, you could say, oh, well, it doesn't heal you, you heal yourself. And I was like, Furthermore, the emphasis on continuing treatment, while appealing in one sense, I thought maybe that was the problem with the first 2 chiropractors. I also thought, well, maybe this is sort of a way to get them more money. Even not necessarily that the chiropractic people I was talking to were lying to me, but, you know, maybe there had been some sort of general bias over the years towards telling people they need their chiropractic all the time, and you know, and you could see how people could drift in that direction. on my hand, I could imagine doing the same thing, fixing people's computers. Be like, okay, well, you should have me come by when it's messed up, or every once a month, or once a week. I could, because I could do something for your computer once a week. But at some point, is it worth it? I don't know. A little suspicious of all that. But the fact that my neck and back and everything seems to be doing so much better makes me wonder, maybe chiropractic works. Now, there's these studies, these big studies, that show mixed results. There'd be like one big study that says, yeah, it works for certain diseases or low back pain or something. Another study says, no, it doesn't work. And then there's the placebo effect. If you haven't heard of that, that's when medicine helps not because it's actually effective, but because you think it helps. When you think it helps, you actually do feel better. What they typically do with drugs, like in a pill form, they'll have one which is the actual medicine and one which is just like a sugar pill with no medicine in it. And then they'll give some people the actual drug and some people the sugar pill. And if the actual drug people do better, then the medicine must be actually effective. Hard to do that when you're testing chiropractic, because you'd have to have some people getting actual chiropractic treatment and some people getting pushed on their spine but not being chiropractic treatment. Well, then where are you going to push them on their spine exactly? You're gonna, to give the full placebo effect, the person has to believe that they're being treated, and I'm going to have to make something crack here. I'm going to have to, something's got to feel different to that patient. So it's hard to construct studies that way. And so everything is really iffy there. The medical profession is not certain about that. And it doesn't help that, like, a third of chiropractors believe that vaccinations don't prevent disease. Which, granted, the other two-thirds apparently have a different opinion. But, like, wow, guys, when a third of your population believes that, that's a little weird. It is. But I have a theory to submit. Maybe there are great variations among chiropractors. More so than even the chiropractors themselves are aware of and list and label and so forth as like specialties and so forth. Maybe there are some, perhaps even most chiropractors that don't really help, that don't really know what they're doing. That might be like the first two people I visited, for me at least, this is all my experience, and maybe I'm an anomaly, I don't know. But for me at least, didn't really seem to help, and they weren't really thorough, and weren't really sure in the end what to do about me. But maybe there are other chiropractors, like this third group of people I'm with now, who do know what they're doing, and they are thorough, and they do more tests, and they're more precise in the way they move your spine and do the thing with everything and so forth. And maybe the bad chiropractors and the good chiropractors are, all labeled the same thing. They're all just sort of generic, licensed chiropractors. Even though I'm just perfectly well licensed, recognized people. Maybe some of them are good and some of them are bad. So what I'd like to see is if there's a study. Could a study go through and find, are there some chiropractors that are effective? And then others which are not. Because obviously if there's some are and some aren't, then you might get to the average would be like this mesh in the middle, where we're not sure if it works or not, And such and such. I don't think I've seen a study like that. Then again, I'm no expert on medical studies and so forth. So yeah, let's talk about chiropractic. First, have good posture and get some exercise and so forth. But then if you find a chiropractor, tend towards the ones that seem thorough. The ones that know what they're talking about, do a number of tests, give you specific things you ought to do, and obviously the stuff that works. That would be helpful too. So, thanks for watching. See you later.